You are not bad at switching off. So please stop telling yourself that you are, because this is what so many of you are doing. You book a week off, you're going on holiday. Okay. You have an online business, but now you are taking 1 or 2 weeks to go on holiday. And this is exactly the time, okay, when you're going to lie down on the sunbed and you are going to do first thing that you do when you lie down is take your phone and do your Instagram story flow to have yourselves for the day. And if someone asks you something and hi, my name is Gwen, I've been there, you're like, just one more thing. I'm just taking one more thing. And when you think about it, okay, and you say to yourself usually that that's because you cannot relax. That's because you love your job so much. That's because you're addicted to your phone. That's because you just can't let go. That's because you are a control freak. Hi, my name is Gwen, ex control freak, and trying not to be one. And I'm a back-end sales strategist. Okay. I help a woman just like you who have built a 6 or 7 figure business, but are still acting as the sales system where every single sale relies on them, turn the entire backend around so it makes sales without them. I've worked with over 1,200 women online now, and in the last 12 months alone, I've helped hundreds of women build the thing that sells while they are nowhere near their phone, so they can really be on the sunbed where they are on the sunbed and do the things that they want to do. And the reason I'm telling you all of this today is because I want to talk about the exact reason you cannot switch off on a holiday. And I'm really not going to talk about you can't switch off because you love your job, which is completely different. Okay. It's not your phone. Okay. It's not that you're not disciplined, like you can't leave your phone on the side. It's one thing about how your business is built. And once you're going to see it, you can't unsee it. And at the end, by the way, I'm going to tell you exactly the 2 ways that you can actually change it. So stay with me until the end. So here is what so many of you believe. Okay. You believe that if you stop showing up, you are going to lose momentum. And when I say this is what you believe, I'm saying this because this is what I believed. And this is what all of my clients have told me in some shape or form. And it will be harder. Okay. It will be harder to start again when I'm going to start after the holiday. If I don't do anything during the holiday, it's going to be so hard. And listen, like I get why it feels so true. It feels so true because that's your lived experience. Okay. That's what you have experienced in the past. When you really stopped, it was so hard. Or you have seen a post on social media or someone that told you, wow, I just stopped for 2 weeks posting on social media and the algorithm is really punishing me now. You are hearing this, and hearing this just make you thinking that it is true. Okay. It is true that when you slow down or you completely stop, you're going to be punished. No. You are not a little kid that is going to be punished for something. No. Okay. So you can obviously take time off, and we're going to see exactly what is the link between I'm thinking that my problem is that I need to be on my phone. That problem is that I'm a control freak. My problem is whatever. And actually look at what is happening because the algorithm doesn't care if you're not there for a week. Okay. At the end of the day, you probably believe that resting and stopping is expensive. Okay. It's expensive because when you stop, your business stops. That's what you are seeing. But here's the thing. There is a difference between not being able to switch off, okay, because we love our work so much, and not being able to switch off because you are scared of what happens if you do. Because some of you cannot stop thinking about your business, and it's a beautiful thing. Like you are in the shower thinking about, wow, how can I make, I have this client, I just had an amazing idea for this client. I'm going to change the experience and I'm going to add a call there and why it's going to be so good. And I have this content idea. And so you're having ideas as you are having a walk, as you are in the shower, you're having new ideas about helping your people in your audience, in your clients. That's good. Okay. That's not a problem. That is a woman is in love with what she's building. Okay. And her clients. And that's amazing. But that is not who I'm talking to today. Okay. I'm talking to the woman, and you may be both. Okay. You may have this part of yourself who has all of these ideas, and that's why it makes it harder. And I identify so much with this, which sometimes I ride my scooter on the island where I am the one who owns a car. So I ride my motorbike. And then sometimes on the way to pick up my son, I actually stopped on the side, took my phone because I just had an amazing idea, either to make one of my program better and be like, oh, I need to add this in the onboarding form. I would love to know that. Or I have an idea for a reel or for a carousel, and I will stop on the side of the road and just write this. I have a terrible memory. I'm like a goldfish. So that's why I write everything as it comes. But you see, to me, this is not a problem. Okay. If I'm going on a holiday, however, I'm going to have no problem putting the things out. If I want it, it's not going to be because of sales. Okay. Because we can build it, and that's different. Okay. So what I want you to understand is that you may be both, but like the part I'm going to talk about today is the part of being scared to stop because the sales are not going to come, because you are going to lose the momentum. And that fear, if you feel the fear of, yeah, true, if I stop for 30 days, like if I disappear for 30 days from social media, will my sales stop? And that fear is just information, it's just data. Okay. So many of you knows that I have done a PhD back in France. I was an underwater archaeologist. So talk to me about data. I am your girl. And not because I don't believe in energy. Actually, I do believe that you can't, if you have just all the energy and you have no strategy to convert people, it's not going to work. And if you have all the strategy in the world, but your energy is completely off, it's not going to work neither. So energy and strategy together. And I'm telling you all of this because this is a reflection, so the data of how your business is built. Okay. This is not an energetic problem of you not having control. If you have this fear of I'm losing sales because I'm not showing up, it's because it's true. Okay. You are actually losing sales because you're not showing up. Because if you're making sales every time you do a live launch, if you're making sales every time you post a piece of content, or you go on TikTok and do a live on Instagram and you make sales. And if you stop that, you don't make sales, then it is true. You make sales when you show up. Okay. So that is what I want to look at with you today. So there are 3 things I want to walk you through today. What that fear is actually saying. Okay. What is that fear? Where does it come from, and how we can work around that? Why the things you have already tried have not made it go away? Because I know you have tried some stuff already, and we're going to go through that. And then the one thing that is actually going to change the thing. And it's not just have 5 emails together that are going to stop people when you're not there. So number 1, like, what is the fear of me stopping actually saying? Think about the difference between a bicycle and a car. Okay. So on a bicycle, the moment you stop pedaling, you start slowing down. And it means that if you want to continue, if you want to keep going, you have to keep pushing. Okay. You have to keep pedaling, push, push, push the whole way every time there is a hill. Okay. When you're in a car, however, the car holds its speed. You can say, I want this speed, and then you add this speed. Okay. Because there is an engine that is built into it. You're not the one pedaling, so it can go forward. On the bicycle, you are the engine. Okay. You are the engine that turns the wheels with your legs. And on the car, the engine turns the wheels. And right now in your business, you are pedaling. Okay. You have built a business that only moves while your legs are moving, while you show up on Instagram with your live launches and so on. Or you are networking, inviting people, sending DMs, doing conversations, doesn't matter what is your sales system right now, you are the one doing it. So of course, the momentum goes the second you stop. Okay. That is just how you build your vehicle. You become the momentum. You are the engine in the vehicle. And so that is exactly what the fear on the sunbed is like. It's saying you are right. Okay. But you are not scared because something is wrong with you, or because you love your job too much. And it is not that you love your job less, by the way. And when I say your job, is the job that you're creating for yourself, your brand, the thing that you absolutely love doing. But you are scared because some parts of you knows that it's the reality, and that every single sales needs you there for it to happen. And if you're not there, it's not going to happen. And so the fear is right. Okay. And that is why being more disciplined, it's never going to fix it. Being more in control and not able to let go in our business is not going to fix it. You cannot discipline your way out of something like this. So if that is the problem, how can you change how your vehicle is built? which brings us to the obvious next question, which is, why haven't you built this already? And yeah, why? Okay, well, actually, you have. Okay. You are not a woman, and I know that, who just sits with her problem, with her discomfort, and does nothing. So maybe you already hired the messaging coach. Okay. You did the positioning, blah, blah, blah. You got really clear on your dream client. You sharpened all the words. You changed your offers. Maybe you even took a course on funnels. You learned already so many things. But what you have built right now, it's either relying fully on you to show up, okay, or what you have built, if you build something where you're not the engine, it's not converting the way that you want to. I will bet on this right now if you are listening to this, okay? And that's because this, what you have built, if you've built already something, is not mimicking your live experience. So if you are able to live launch, create content, sell in your DMs and all of this, and you will make sales, but when you do it in your backend, it's not working, it's because it's not mimicking this. So there is something that you do there that you're not doing there in the backend, okay? So we have something that is working in the front end, but we're not putting it in the backend. And don't tell me people buy because I'm here. They only do buy when you're here, because when you're not here, you're not selling the same way. Okay. And when a funnel, by the way, do not work, people then start to think, okay, my funnel is not working, or whatever I built here is not working. So maybe I need something bigger. I need to hire an agency. I need to spend $2, $3, $5,000 on ads a month to direct people towards something that doesn't convert. The truth is that you do, okay, you do not actually doubt that funnels work. Okay. I think like you have all watched so many other women prove that they do, either from my clients' results or my own results, or like your mentor's result, or other women in the industry that are in mastermind or in other spaces with you. What we doubt, however, is whether you are the one who can build it and keep running it, which reveal that you don't trust yourself. Okay. You don't trust yourself because you have never done it before. And that, more than anything, is the real reason this keeps getting pushed to the next quarter. I'm just going to do one more launch. I'm just going to run my bicycle a little bit more. I need my leg muscles a little bit better. Okay. So the number 3 I told you is the thing that is going to actually fix this. So here's the shift that I want you to get in. You stop trying to pedal harder. Okay. And you build the engine. You pause on the side of the road, you build the engine, and then off you go. And listen, let me be really, really, really clear with you right now, because when people hear engine, they often think passive income. Set it up. Don't touch it ever again. And that is not what I'm talking about, okay? It's not magic. It's not hands off forever. It's a back-end experience that you have to craft and to refine, okay? It's going to sell the offers you already have to the audience you already have. Whether you show up that day or you do not show up, someone is going to find you on a Tuesday at 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. going through your journey that you did create for them, so they know about you, your brand, everything, all the values. They see the results that your clients are having. They see where you come from, what is your heart, what is your soul, what is all of the things that you talk about in your content, but also with your people. And so even if they just discover you right now, you can be on your sunbed and actually be on the sunbed without being writing your Instagram flow. Okay. No, that I bet 20 to 300 people are seeing. Okay. No, this is not what we are aiming for. So let me give you an example, okay, of one of my clients. She was running her launch live every few weeks to fill her signature program, which is quite normal, right? So she knew that she was the engine. She knew that the fact that she was making sales was because she was creating her live launches. And so she took the exact offer she already had, the one that she was launching. She did some tests with her low ticket offer, and then we build a funnel with the entry offer, the email sequence, the whole journey. Okay. So it can run without her. And she made her first sales 3 weeks, I think, after selling it, after starting having her funnel. So I also want to show you this because it doesn't mean that it's going to be instant, but now she's being paid every single month from it. She actually ended up adding ads on it and have an insane return on ad spend. And now, if you don't know this client, like, she's on maternity leave right now, and her business is paying her every single month. Okay. So because she did the work before, The only thing that changed was whether the business needed her to make sales or not. She did not change her positioning. She did not change her messaging. She did not do any of this. Okay. And she's not a unicorn. She has 1,400 followers, which is really to show you that this works for everyone, because one of my clients, she has 100K followers. Some of my clients have 1K followers, and they're all having the same result. Some of my clients only do membership. So they have a low ticket membership, and that's what we do a funnel towards. And then they often have other offers. Some of my clients are doing all their funnels towards their high ticket mastermind, and they fill up their mastermind like this, having 10, 15 people joining in a single month, their mastermind without launching, like just from the funnel. Yeah. So you came into here like thinking that you cannot switch off because you are bad or you cannot rest, or because you are a bit too attached to your phone. And now you can see what it's actually is. The thing is that you became the momentum. And that fear you feel on the sunbed is just that. Okay. It's a real fear. And it's right that you feel it, because you are the sales system. Okay. And you can be as disciplined as you want, letting go of control as you want. The fact is going to stay that you're not going to make sales when you're on a holiday. So every single time you're going to go on a holiday, you know you're not going to make sales, only because you do not build the system that is going to make you sales. So if you recognize yourself in any of this, and if you are the woman who doesn't stay in her shit and you're like, okay, I recognize myself in the fact that I know how to make sales. Like when I do a live launch, I do a masterclass, I do an in-person event, I do sales calls, I have a conversation in the DMs, I do sign clients. So I know how to sign clients. My clients love to be in my offers. If this is you, then you need to add the piece of making sales without you. Okay. And there are two ways to start doing this depending on where you are. If you want to build it yourself, okay, this week, I took the exact methodology I use and I put it into a self-paced program called Your 100K Funnel in a Weekend. So you can literally build your 100K funnel in a weekend. You can map it. It is $27. You get it the moment you sign up. It's instant access, and you're going to map the funnel that is going to lead to 100K without live launching. I even show you how to reverse engineer your 100K revenue. You can DM me weekend on Instagram and I will send you the link, or you can just check in the description below. If you want to send me a DM, I love having a chat, so feel free to do that. If you have been pedaling for years and you are just done doing it on your own, if you want me actually in it, in your business with you as your strategic partner, looking at your offers, at your assets, at building the architecture and the messaging together the way it's supposed to be actually built, then yes, send me a DM, let's have a chat, and let's see how we can do this work together instead of you just going into a self-paced program and learning this skill alone. The question is absolutely not, can you switch on or off? But it's more, do you actually either settle for, yes, switching off and not making sales, or do you want to switch off and be able to make sales? I know what I choose and what my clients are choosing. And I bet I know also what you want.